Aloha. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to just get rolling here. Time is precious, and we're just grateful to see you all here. My name's Jennifer Alice Murray, and I am here with one of my business allies, Julie Mai, and she's going to share in a little bit. But we're both living out here on a gorgeous island in the middle of the Pacific in a state called Hawaii. I am a cookbook author. I am a former chef and restaurant owner. I had the great fortune of being able to retire myself from both of those rather exhausting professions about 5 years ago because of a golden ticket that fell into my lap. And one of the reasons that we are having this Zoom is because we're very well aware that it is sometimes super hard to identify that golden ticket, even when you're holding it in your hand. That was certainly true for me. And I think it's true for a lot of other people, especially in this industry. We are in the industry of network marketing, which is when a company uses people to market through their own networks, person to person and heart to heart and story to story. And a lot of times we are not expecting our friend Terry or our friend Wanda to be the one to show up in our lives with the golden ticket. That is just a surprise to a lot of us. But it turns out what I have learned over the years is that it's a very genius way of marketing, and it is a way that puts a lot of power back into the hands of regular people. And so I've grown to love it very much and appreciate it very much, obviously. And so launching into the whole concept of what is a good opportunity, I know that for a lot of us, what we think is that product is what is the number one thing that distinguishes a golden, opportunity. And in my business experience, I can tell you, and I know a lot of other people can also tell you, that that is not actually true. 17 years ago, I came to Kauai. My intention was for 2 months to help my sister who was having her second baby, but I stayed because of a product. My sister was the owner of a small vegan restaurant on Kauai. Hawaii is an enormously meat-loving culture, and there was a line out the door. People were waiting an hour and a half for a table at this very modest little vegan restaurant because the product was out of this world. The food made you happy, made you feel clean and good, and meat lovers and veggie lovers alike just seriously could not get enough. I stopped everything. I invested every dime I had ever saved into that restaurant. It was fun. It changed lives. Every day when I was on the brink of stressful insanity, someone would pull me back with their story of how much they loved the food and how much it was changing their mother's health or their father's. I mean, the list goes on. This is 2020. We closed that restaurant in 2008, and not one single week of my life goes by when someone doesn't tell me, I wish that restaurant was still here. Will you ever open up another one? My whole point here is just to say product is not enough to run a successful business. You need a lot of other factors in place. And right now, with everything that's going on with COVID, it's just obvious, to all of us that things are changing fast. The need to suddenly get super creative and develop a home-based business is a huge burden that's sitting in a lot of people's hands. And I'm sure a lot of people are really confused about what to do about that. And so I'm going to introduce the wonderful Julie Mai. She's someone who's always bursting at the seams to let people know, that this is a golden ticket, that we found something really special in this industry and with these products that we have. Yeah, the good news is we also have amazing products, but we have, and I'll be back to tell you a little bit about those after Julie shares with you. But Julie Mai, a super hardworking mother of four, talk about a great product, owner of a really amazing jewelry company that, women all over this island and across the land. I mean, she makes this beautiful gold jewelry that you just want to get your hands on, more and more and more of it. Another story of a great product. But when I met her 7 years ago, when I started this business, what really grabbed me was that she's a dreamer. She had this vision and it was huge. She had educated herself about this industry, and she is a super dedicated leader. And what I felt when I saw her at my first meeting was, this woman has a solution. And it's like I suddenly realized, I've been asking for this. I have issues, I have a problem, and she's holding a solution, and I don't understand it, and it's a little complicated, but I'm going to keep paying attention because there's a glimmer in her eye that I just couldn't ignore. So take it away, Julie.
Oh, thank you for that. Can you hear me? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay, cool, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the introduction and everything Jennifer had to say. And just to touch quickly on the restaurant called the Blossoming Lotus, for those of us on Kauai, God, I miss that restaurant every single day. It truly was one of the most incredible restaurants in the state, maybe in the world. It was so good. I just got to say that. So I'm really happy that she said the word solution, because I think right now a lot of people are looking for a solution with what's going on in the world. And that's truly what this call is about. We just want to educate you. We're not here to sell you anything. I get passionate and I get excited when I see the light go on in someone's eyes, when I see the light bulb go off where they're like, wow, there is a different way to do stuff. There is a different way to maybe get out of this hardship that I'm in. And so I'm just going to go back, tell a little bit about my story. This won't be a long call. This is just like just a storytelling call, just to help you kind of see the bigger picture of what we found. Now we call it the golden ticket. So about 7.5 years ago, I was juggling two little girls, 3 and 5, and a full-time jewelry design business. Now, for those of you that own your own businesses, I started my business because I thought it would give me more free time. I thought I would own my own business. I could have my own hours. I'm going to go to the beach with my kids all the time. Not the case. Unfortunately, when you start your own business, when you become a business owner, you become, your feet are nailed to the floor and you are just constantly doing the business. At least that's how it was for me. And I found myself doing, making jewelry 6 to 8 hours a day. And as I got more successful, it brought me a sense of fulfillment that I was becoming successful, but at the same time, it was taking away the most important thing in my life. And at that time, and still at this time in my life, was my children. And I just realized that the more my business grew, the less time I had with my kids, and it broke my heart. And so, I was on my knees praying. I was trying to think outside the box of what else could I do possibly that would give me more time with my kids. That's really honestly all I wanted. And I had no idea how I was going to find that. And I swear, when you ask for things, get ready for them to appear. And maybe you've been asking and you're on this call and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, maybe this is what I've been asking for. But a friend called me up and said, there's this product that is changing her family's life. And of course the red flag went up and I was like, oh gosh, this friend, she's going to try and sell me something, but I respected her enough to listen. And when I listened to her, I really felt that she was being transparent, that she was being true, and I knew her family and that it was changing her family's life. So I thought, why not? Why not try the product? I loved it. I'm all about health and wellness. Jennifer's going to touch on it a little bit after I share, but really what I think caught me off guard was when I shared it with my mom. I started taking it, my family started taking it, I started feeling a little bit better, a little bit more energy. I was sleeping better, which is nice as a busy mom and crazy busy with my business. But when I shared it with my mom and I started to see a tremendous transformation in her health. She was in her mid-60s, struggling with some things. And I noticed over a course of a couple months that her health took an incredible turn for the better. And that's really when I kind of called up my friend and said, okay, what is this that you have your hands on? What is this business that you're trying to tell me about? And she's like, well, it's a business called network marketing. And I always thought, maybe, for me, I just was like, that's a job that maybe people who can't get jobs do, or I didn't really know much about it. I know that people think it's a pyramid scam, and I'm going to address that right now. Let's touch on the elephant in the room. If you're new to hearing this for the first time, a lot of people associate network marketing with pyramid scams. I'm going to tell you right now that a pyramid scam is illegal. If someone is asking you for $500 and say, hey, give me your money, and then hopefully you're going to get to this top of this thing, and then you're going to make all this money, don't do it. Red flag. If there's no product exchanged, it's not legal, and that is what a pyramid scam is. Network marketing, on the other side has been around. I think it's one of the oldest ways of doing business. And when it's done right, it is the most beautiful business model on the planet, because all you're doing is you're taking out the middleman, and the production goes from the company straight to the people's hands. And there's nothing better and more powerful on the planet than word of mouth marketing. And I'll tell you a little example is, when you go to eat at a restaurant and you love the meal you have, let's say you go to a great pizza restaurant, you have an amazing pizza, you're going to tell your friends about the pizza, right? But you get a commission from that pizza place. Or another example, I asked on Facebook the other day, what's your favorite Netflix series? And I swear, I think I got 150 comments on that one post, because everybody, when something they like or something changes their life, they want to share, they want to talk about it. So that's why when done right, all we're doing is sharing about products or about, an opportunity that's changed our life. And you truly, it's just so beautiful, because you can't succeed without helping someone else. So when I really, kind of got the idea, I started doing my research a little bit. And what I realized is some of the most successful people on the planet, you guys, Sir Richard Branson, we all know who that is, Tony Robbins, Warren Buffett, Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, I'm sure some of these names ring a bell. These people either own, teach, or support network marketing, because they understand that it's one of the most incredible ways for the average person, people like you and me who have been employees or business owners, to create leveraged income. And leveraged income means that you can do your work one time and get paid over and over and over again. And when I really understood that, when that really kind of settled in my brain, where I was like, I can just share about something that's changing my mom's life, my life, and I'm going to get paid over and over again, then a light bulb went off. And I was like, this is how I'm going to get my time back. And I was so excited. And Jennifer said I had a twinkle in my eye. I also, you guys, I didn't understand the bigger picture, but I knew that it was an answer and a solution to my problem. And for me at that time, it was just needing more time with my kids. So I'm going to have Rusty, if you'll hit play, I'm going to, in 1 second, I'm going to play a little video. And this is Tony Robbins. Many of you know him. He's one of the most successful and sought after motivational speakers, business coaches on the planet. And he's going to share just a little 2-minute story of why he believes this is the business of the 21st century. Go for it, Rusty.
You've been around a long time. You've seen a lot of different things.
I have.
What are your thoughts about network marketing in general? And what is your thoughts about the decision that people can make to become entrepreneurs using it?
Well, it's interesting. I'm doing this program right now, and I got a room, of a couple thousand people from 44 countries. They're all business owners. Some of them are businesses that are approaching $1 billion. Some of them haven't even started yet, right? They're just picking their business. So it's really variety. And one of my goals in that event is to actually get people to not go in business. And the reason it sounds horrible is someone spends $10,000 to come to an event, and I told them up front, some of you are not made for this, because to run a business requires a certain natural capacity, a nature, if you would, besides skills that you learn. And it's the ability to handle risk. It's the ability to handle stress. It's the ability to do a lot of different things. And you have to be able to manage finance. So most people, they have some of those skills. And that's why every year, 50% of businesses that start are out of business. You look at over any 5-year period of time, 80% are out of business, and over a 10-year period of time, only 4% make it. Now, make it, Eric, doesn't mean that they're making any money, right? That just means they're still standing. 96% fail, and after 10 years, you're set, right? No. Look at Lehman Brothers, right? Around for a century. They did combined $1 trillion in revenue over that century, and they're gone. So the world, technology changes, products and services changes, it's so competitive. So to really be successful, it's a really unique situation. What's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner, but you don't have to be worrying about supply chain. You don't have to be worried about accounting, especially in the world we're in today. Network marketing used to be a little bit more different, but today with technology, you can know what's happening in real time. The companies have already set up the software, they know what happens. So it's really picking the right company, and there's a lot of great companies in that area. And it's really realizing that you're really a value creator. If you can go out and add value to other people's lives, if you can just introduce people to a product or a service that a company you represent that truly is extraordinary, some products and services can't just be thrown up on Amazon. They need the story to be told. And if you found a product or service of that nature, and you got a company that has a generous schedule of being able to reward you, and then you begin to get leverage where it's not just you, where you've multiplied your efforts to other people, then you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is amazing. Now, network marketing has a mixed reputation, and we all know that, right, in the marketplace. And anybody goes out to it, what are you doing? That's why you got to own yourself as a professional. I think that's why I'm supportive of what you do, because you're not just pumping people up, you're giving people real skill sets to be a pro.
What I love about what he said is the reason why this industry is so powerful and the reason why it works is because if you can find a unique product that can't just be sold at the store or thrown up on Amazon, like he said, then you have an incredible opportunity to create leverage for your family, because once people take the product, they can't get it anywhere else. They fall in love with it. It's changing their life. They're going to continue to take it over and over and over. So if you're in the mindset, like I was, trading my time for money, right? I had my jewelry business, so I'd go to work 6-7 hours, hammer out my bangles, hammer out my jewelry, and I'd send it to the stores and I get paid one time. Just like if you go to work, you're going to get paid for the hours that you're there. You're not going to get paid if you go to work, if you don't go to work the next day. So if you can understand, and instead of adding, you're multiplying. You do your work one time and you get paid over and over and over. And if you can believe in what you're backing, not necessarily having to be a salesperson, because that was a fear for me, you guys. I was afraid, like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm not going to go out there and want to sell a bunch of product. But when I understood that network marketing is more about building a network of individuals who are like-minded, who are positive, who are business-minded, who want to create a network of individuals that want the same thing as them, and then you create true leverage because everyone has the same amount to gain. No one is at the top. No one is at the bottom. If you come in and want to do this business with me, my goal is to help you become better than me. I want you to know all of my skills. Unlike if I was your manager or your boss, I'd be like, "Ooh, I'm not going to tell you that one because I don't want you to take my job." This is completely different. I want you to know everything. I'm throwing all my cards on the table because I want you to win. And so to me, that was just such a beautiful bonus of this industry, is that I get to just be completely transparent, honest, and help everybody win. A couple of statistics before I pass it back to Jennifer, just so that you have an idea of how real and how big this industry is. There's over 120 million people worldwide, spans over 100 different countries that are in network marketing. 2019, last year, it brought in over 200 billion with a B, $200 billion into the world economy. It said that this year we're going to bring in $250 billion. And by 2025, get ready for this, $650 billion will be coming through the network marketing industry, you guys. That is over $500 billion. And the reason for this is because, like Tony said, the world is changing. It is. I can go into all kinds of fun things to tell you about self-driving cars and all kinds of stuff that I'm learning, but the world is changing, and we can either embrace that and get ready for that and prepare ourselves for that, or we can watch it happen and unfortunately suffer the repercussions of that, because 50% of the jobs that we know today are going to be gone in 5 to 10 years. And that is just the truth because of technology and AI. So, with my research, I found that over 80 million people in the next 5 years are going to be looking for home-based businesses. Now, like Tony said, if you're going to start your own business, the success rate of starting your own business, if you don't do something like this, are very slim. 4%, 96% fail in the first 10 years. That's not a very good success rate. So for me, when looking at business, and when I can start something at a low startup rate, like we have with it, or low startup costs, anyone can get involved with what we do. It's a double-edged sword too, because if you don't have a lot of skin in the game, sometimes you don't take it seriously. And when the going gets tough, people tend to quit, unfortunately. So, I try to tell people, treat this like $1 million business that it is, because that's what it did for me. I got to take, I built for 3 years. I got to take 3 years off. I got pregnant with my son, my third, and then got pregnant with my fourth. And I took 3 years off, you guys. I don't know what other industry or what other business that you can do that you can take a 3-year maternity leave. Not only do you keep the same check, but your check actually gets bigger. So if that's not exciting to you, then I don't know what is. But the low risk startup costs, the flexibility, if you're a mom and you're trying to fit this into the nooks and crannies of your life, it's possible. If you already have a full-time job, this becomes a part-time thing that you do on the side, like a side hustle that they like to say, but you're building an asset that's going to continue to grow without you. The community, the purpose-driven environment that you're a part of, the mentorship. I can go on and on and on of why this is such an incredible opportunity, and I'm willing to do that with you one-on-one, but I'm going to pass it back to Jennifer before we close this out, and then I'll wrap it up at the very end with a little bow. But thank you for listening. I hope that we've piqued a little bit of your interest, and Jen's going to talk a little bit about the product. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, so don't worry. The good news is we actually have the best products that I've ever tried in my life. And 7 years ago when this came to me, I thought I knew everything about health and wellness and what it took to stay healthy and young throughout the years. But what I also had was a lot of pain in my body. I didn't have residual income from my restaurant, but I had residual pain in my body. And I was a migraine sufferer since childhood. So for products like these to take that kind of pain out of my body, you bet that got my entrepreneur mind working on overdrive. And I started researching, what these products were. I am not a scientist. I am a chef. I like to think I'm an alchemist, but I'm no scientist. And still, this is some fascinating stuff. This is a company started by scientists. This is not a network marketing company started by businessmen looking to get rich. This is a network marketing company, and maybe the only one in the whole industry started by scientists looking to make people healthy. The goal of their entire career, the man who formulated our flagship product spent 40 years trying to make your health span match your lifespan, so that there isn't some dark gray area looming at the end of your life, your lifespan, where you've lost your health and you're suffering. So through the science that's popped up in the last few decades of epigenetics, the discovery was made that, yes, we have DNA, and yes, we're all just filled with genetic codes. It's insane, really, when you really start looking at it. But 97% of what controls what of your genes get expressed is controlled by the environment that those genes are living in. And that discovery is so massive that it opened up in a whole new field of science called nutrigenomics. So nutrigenomics, this is the category that our company applied to the FDA for, is basically using nutrients, plant-based nutrients, to affect your genetic expression. And I just know that there's nothing else out there like this, with this kind of focused intention. If you look at your genes and your genetic code in your body like a piano, if you open it up and look inside, it's got a baffling amount of wires and cords and things going on in there. And as it ages, if left alone in its environment, then of course, it gets out of tune. You play it and the songs just don't sound like the songs. You can't even play it if you're a musician because it does not sound right. It needs to be tuned. And our cells work like that. We need to be tuned. And through simple plant-based formulas, we have products that are science-based. We are talking about over 24 peer-reviewed scientific studies with the National Institute of Health showing you don't have to trust me. You don't have to trust any of us. You can dive in. I've had the most critical people in my life dive in and look at this research and come out and tell me, wow, yes, you're really onto something here. So what are we doing with these products? We're detoxifying your cells. We are eliminating free radicals at a rate that is literally 1 million times per second more effective than edible antioxidants. We're increasing your mitochondrial health, giving you your energy back so you can sleep at night and have energy during the day. Wouldn't that be nice? We're helping people out of pain. We're getting our survival genes kicking in. We are all built with genius survival genes inside of us to help us when problems come up. And these products are allowing those kind of genes to pass through to expression. You have to look into it. It's a seeing is believing kind of thing. And all of it is through cellular activation and cellular health. And on a business side, the genius of it is these are consumable products. These are products that people take and they don't want to stop taking them. I don't want my migraines back. I don't want my pain back. I'm never going to stop taking these. And when our company first came out, these products were sitting on a shelf. How are these products going to tell that story? There's no nutrigenomics category at your health food store. There just isn't yet. And that's what makes this an unbelievable business opportunity, that you can have products that are operating at that level with that amount of peer-reviewed research, with that amount of evidence, and nobody knows about them yet. And only we are the people allowed to sell them. And that is a golden ticket sitting in your lap. And we are the people who are here to help you figure that out. It's not something that you figure out overnight. It's something that you work with us and we help you to slowly understand what you've got. So I'm going to pass it back over to Julie for a quick second. I know you had one more thing you wanted to say.
That's amazing. It's you nailed it right there as far as not being able to put on the shelf to describe what we have our hands on. And I'm just going to end with this. Network marketing isn't perfect. There is no business model that's perfect. But I've been an employee, I've been a business owner, and now I'm a professional network marketer, and I can tell you that it's better. It's better in so many different ways, and that's a whole nother call that I can talk on. But I just want you to do what I did 7.5 years ago. I want you to sit there and close your eyes and envision what your life looks like 5-10 years down the road. I want you to think about, what does your health look like? What does your finances look like? Who are you with? How are you spending your time? And if you're not happy right now, are you doing something to change what your life looks like in the future? Because I will tell you this, that the same wind blows on us all. And I love saying this because it's so true, and it's so true for right now what's happening in the world. The same wind of opportunity. Right now in your lap, you have this opportunity wind that's blowing your way. The same wind of change, the wind of sadness or grief, the wind of COVID. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It's the set of your sail. And I know that most people, if you're like most people, want better health and more money or better finances. And so network marketing just gives us the opportunity to set a better sail. So with that, the person that invited you to this call is going to get back and follow up with you. Please let them know what you liked best. And if this isn't for you, that's totally fine. We're just here to educate and share our passion, share our vision. Just let them know either way. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. So thank you so much for joining us today on The Golden Ticket. We'll see you soon. Aloha.